Welcome everybody, Jameson C. Montgomery here. Going to do another live group answering session here. Eustachian Tube Dysfunction 24/7 help. I did a nice survey. You guys all responded very well. I really appreciate that. Everybody was voting that we need more of these videos, ETD videos. These are very helpful. Not just ETD, but tinnitus, TMJ. So I'm going to go through the group again. This has been a very great experience to be able to get live responses to you guys' questions, and then just offer feedback, really. I see a lot of the group members responding well to you guys, all of you guys, and I really appreciate that. A lot of times I catch these kind of late, but very happy that I can do a live session with you guys here and get a little feedback from you all. So I'm going to start right away. I'm going to jump in. I don't want to waste too much time. You guys' time. And the first one is Lisa. Lisa had some questions earlier. Hoping I can get to those. Hoping that I answered some of those for you on the previous video. I think you had a few questions, or more so just maybe updating us all. And so if you guys haven't already started reading, count down the days till Monday. Last night, toss and turn, could not sleep from side to side, heard water in her ear. 4 a.m. slept sitting up, woke up again at 6. Feel longer I wait to see an ENT, the worse I may get. I pop my ears every hour, drink a lot of water. Vicks around your ear helps open it up even more. Lisa, reading this is like a flashback. I had a lot of these moments here. It kept me up quite a bit as well. And the fluid in the ear is what I had mostly, my left ear. And I did the same thing you did. I tried Vicks. I even tried little inhalers. They sell inhalers in certain supermarkets and different branch chains, CVS, Rite Aid. I don't know if any of those are, hopefully some of those are in your area, but I did try doing a lot of those inhalers, and you get temporary relief, but nothing that really, keeps you going for a long period of time. The best thing here, Lisa, because it sounds like you're doing a lot of good things. It sounds like you're doing a lot of proactive things. This is basically what it just boils down to is just patience. I know that sounds awful to say that sometimes to people when they're going through some very, very uncomfortable situations with this condition, is when you hear that word patience, it can sometimes alert you to be a little more frustrated because you're like, hey, well, haven't I not been patient enough? And so that's why I wanted to let you know that what you're doing sounds like it's sufficient. It's just that sometimes you won't get relief immediately because of it just needs time. And doing what you're doing, drinking lots of water, you're staying hydrated. Anxiety is definitely going to be a big part of the problems that you're going to deal with this condition. And that's mainly because of the longevity, the time it's taking to get rid of it. And that's going to be a big deal in terms of getting rid of it. My biggest take on this, Lisa, is, again, just being consistent. Keep drinking your water. Make sure you're massaging your jaw lining. I know I say that, I probably sound like a broken record, but just make sure around your jaw area that you're keeping your jaw loose. You're not tensing up. Posture has to be on point. Again, it's very pivotal that you're staying hydrated, so that's very good that you're doing that naturally. And that's basically, it's finding ways to increase the feel-good hormones in your body, basically your serotonin levels. You want to be very, very proficient in making sure that your anxiety stays low, because I have found, and many of you have found as well, when your anxiety is through the roof, this condition gets worse. Sometimes I have little setback moments when I'm driving somewhere I'm unfamiliar with, and I can feel a little sensation, but it's nowhere close to what it used to be. So that's a good thing to remember. Anxiety is going to push this thing through the roof. And if we can focus on the mental aspect, the anxiety levels, concentrate on that, not so much the remedy of getting your ear to pop and getting the fluid drain. Focus a little bit more on the anxiety of things, and you'll find that as you start to lower the anxiety, the symptoms will gradually lower as well. So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. Instead of getting overwhelmed and trying to chase symptoms and chase feelings that you're dealing with, just try to control the anxiety, and that's going to take time. Because again, if you can lower the anxiety, you can actually inevitably get rid of this condition, because if lowering the anxiety has a better high return rate of healing, immunity is going to go up. You're going to just feel better. So then therefore your body's going to heal faster. And so try to focus on the anxiety aspect. And I feel like you'll get a lot more results than trying to find what's going to pop your ears, what's going to drain the fluid. Just kind of concentrate in that aspect while doing what you're continuously doing. All right, let's go on here to Matt. Hi all, just wanted to see if anyone had the following issue. For around 8 months, whenever I swallow and yawn, I hear clicking in my ears, almost exclusively my right ear. Whenever you do nasal rinse, I'll get relief from anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes. Clicking still comes back. He has a little bit of tinnitus. No pressure, thankfully. No fullness, no hearing loss. Doctors aren't sure why nasal rinsing helps, but they assume it could be because I'm temporarily cleansing his nasal passages. So, Matt, I got really obsessed with the neti pot, really obsessed with clearing and rinsing my nasal passages, and I found that the more I continuously did that, the not so good I felt. Reason being is that you don't have to do it every day. Primarily is it's a good routine thing to do, because obviously every day we go out into the air, we're breathing in lots of toxins, we're breathing in a lot of debris. We don't realize it, but our nose, regardless of if we're still wearing masks or not, we're still getting a lot of toxins into our nasal passages and debris. You want to make sure that, yes, it's good to keep your nasal passages cleansed and keep it clean, but you don't want to overdo it either. You don't always want to, because I don't know, now you can respond in the comments, Matt. I don't know if you're using saline or what type of products you're using with the rinsing, but maybe give me a little more background of what type of rinsing you're doing. I know saline is one of the main ways you can do it. A lot of people use other things. There's other drops you can put in there. I've even heard people get cotton swabs and swab the inside of their noses, their nostrils. So there's different ways to go about it, but you don't want to overdo it, basically. You just want to maybe rinse it out every so often when you feel like your nasal passages are a little, you could tell when they need to be clean, basically. You can kind of get an idea. More congestion, you just don't feel like you can breathe very well in your nasal passages. So it's okay to do a rinse here and there, but I wouldn't do it so often. I got really obsessed of doing it over and over, because that 5 to 30 minutes, mine was a little longer than that. I would say mine was about 3 to 4 hours, maybe longer, that I would feel so good, I could breathe well, and then it would come back. So I would say in this thing here, that 5 to 30 minutes of relief is probably not worth you continuously doing that. We want you to feel better for 5 to 30 years. We want to make sure that you feel better longer than that. So my advice is try to tone down some of the rinsing. Again, I'll wait to hear what you say as far as how you're doing it. Overall, though, you just want to make sure that, like I was saying with Lisa, you just want to stay hydrated. I would also recommend drinking more lemon and lemon in your water. Apple cider vinegar is a great thing to add to your water. That's going to help, loosen up some of the phlegm if you have any in your nasal passages. It's going to just boost your outlook about, how you're dealing with this here. Apple cider vinegar has so many benefits, and it's ridiculous. And so not only is it going to lower blood pressure, it has, fat burning properties involved in it. But overall, we just want to keep our outlook good, because I realize with this condition, it has a lot to do with outlook. It has a lot to do with how you're currently feeling, and that's hard to really diagnose. You feel certain things, you target that thing, but with this condition, it's more of a broad approach. You have to target your overall outlook and your overall aspect of how you feel. So if, let's say, you have congestion and you immediately run and get something for that, you're not really targeting the main criteria. You're not really targeting the main issue, the core. So that's what I learned in my 3 years of dealing with this condition is, you get a little bit of a problem you feel congestion, you go and maybe get some nasal spray or saline rinse, and and you get rid of that congestion. But then you realize it's more than that. It could be a mechanical issue. Your jaw's not aligned. Posture, I know I bring that up a lot, but this is very important. And of course, if you get fluid buildup a lot of the time, it sounds like as well it could be inflammation. So that would come with diet and rest. So if you're only getting 5 to 30 minutes of relief, you want to make sure you're not building inflammation in the inner ear there. And again, that will come with rest. I also recommend getting on a good probiotic. That's going to help you with your good gut bacteria. It's not the only thing that causes the problem, but it's something that will help you. It will boost your immunity, and that's what I talk about so much, is boosting your immunity. And if you can boost your immunity, you can get through almost anything. Okay, let's see here. Ronaldo posted a picture here. Reading your post, and I'm doing these on the fly, folks, so I'm sorry. I'm just kind of skimming through it. For the purpose of the time of the video. Oh, wow, a year long. So Ronaldo has a condition here. He's dealing with tinnitus all the time. Feel crackling sounds, fullness, pressure. So he has different symptoms than what Matt was describing. Ronaldo is dealing with something, and it doesn't sound like he's getting much help with this condition. Ronaldo, I'm glad you joined this group. We have a lot of educated men and women on this group who've been through this, similar things. The fact that you're being seen within a year span is awful, and I just want to say that personally. It's going to be real hard to target what the main thing is here, but it's in terms of guidance. I'm going to give you just a quick thing, some things you can try. But again, it's going to a year long. I mean, that is just awful, and I'm sorry that you are going through that. First things first, it's going back to the basics. We want to make sure, how's your diet, Ronaldo? Are you typically one that consume fatty foods? Are you getting a lot of veggies, fruits? You want to make sure you're adequately hydrating every single day. And are you moving? I realized when I exercised more, I also felt better as well. Exercising in terms of maybe doing more cardio, doing some high interval intense training was really helpful for me, because it's a quick workout, it's a quick burner, but you can quickly get back to rest after that. So it's not like it takes all day to get results. That's also a good thing to try, Ronaldo. Of course, diet, training, exercising, and then the biggest one, the king of them all, sleep. Are you getting a lot of sleep? And it doesn't sound like right now you are. You are not, obviously, because you're dealing with this condition now. And that's what's a catch-22 about this, is that now it's like you need to sleep to heal, but you're dealing with symptoms that's enabling you to sleep. So that's what's causing a lot of the delay in you healing, is the fact that you're dealing with symptoms that are causing you not to sleep in order to heal. Sleep is the number one thing, in my opinion, of something we do naturally that will get you through and get you over this condition. So start with something you can control for now. See how your diet is. I don't know what your full diet is. I would have to do a complete exam. I have to do a complete one-on-one consultation with you to kind of see how you're feeling, what kind of things are you trying, what kind of things are not working for you. Are you getting too much dairy in your diet? Again, the things that I'm naming are not the sole purpose of this condition, but they're little tiny bits and pieces that make big major differences later. So I wanted to throw that out there. I noticed when, again, I have brought this up on many videos, I quit coffee completely, and that helped me tremendously. I will always advocate this condition, not of people who have this condition. If you have tried everything else and there's nothing else left, I will try to tell you, cut coffee. I get a lot of backlash on that, because coffee is one of the most worldly consumed beverages. But I'm sorry, if you tried everything else and nothing else is working, unfortunately, you have to keep shedding layers until you get a little more relief. Keep your sugars in check. Make sure you're not getting too many processed sugar. Okay, I'm back. Somehow my phone glitched and I got out of the group. So I was leaving off with, you just want to make sure overall everything's in check. You know what, Ronaldo? We can take some of this offline. Feel free to send me a message. through Messenger on here, or you can email me, whichever is easier for you. I do see that you're I think you said you're located maybe in the UK. So feel free to connect with me offline here directly, and I will gladly help you out, Ronaldo. All right, Lisa, I think we talked a little bit about, I think you're still waiting for that insurance. That's terrible. I just want to say a quick thing. This is, unrelated to ENT but ETD, but it's a little bit there. Insurance and coverage here in the US, folks, is not good with this condition. This is going to make you more frustrated. And I will do a video on this. So I just want to tell you, hang in there. It's not going to be easy with insurance and doctors and referrals this, referrals that. That's the biggest problem that we have in our in the States here, at least I will say. It's terrible, but no, you're not alone, and we got to forge together and try to help you get through this. I think I'm going to go through Sally. I think we're going to connect offline. We've been talking a little bit. I saw a few of your messages. So Sally, I will be responding to you for some things you can try as well. I think that pretty much sums up some of the questions and comments you guys had this time around. So again, folks, feel free to leave them on here. I'm going to skim through here every week and try to go through and see what you guys are all saying. Try to get my own intake or my own background on what I read here. And again, if you have any questions, leave them here on the group, on the wall, I guess you can call it. And I'll be happy to go through here and call you out and give you some feedback personally. And if I didn't cover it on the video, also feel free to contact me on Messenger. You can email me, or you can leave comments on, of course, the Jaye Wellness Studio, which is where I post most of my videos, and that's where this one's going to go. So, alrighty, folks, I just wanted to pop in and answer a few questions, leave a little bit of a comment here for you. I will talk to you all soon. Take care, everybody.